The Vikings, some news broke today that Danielle Hunter, they were unable to, I believe, was it extend him, right, Ziggy? Extend his contract?
They were offering like a 1-year Band-Aid deal.
Yeah, and Danielle didn't want to take that. So now teams are inquiring about a trade for the defensive end. He had 10.5 sacks last year. So the thing with Danielle Hunter is over these past few years, he ends the year with 10.5 sacks, and that's great. But a lot of times during the season, he can disappear, and he's been hurt a lot. He's had neck injuries. But the Vikings as a whole, if you look at that, then Dalvin Cook is probably going to be on the way out soon. I know a couple of weeks ago we had a video where I was talking about them as being a legitimate contender within the NFC. But if they start dumping off everyone here or there, next thing you know, at the end of this year, Kirk will be gone, and you're probably looking at a big rebuild coming soon in Minnesota. And I actually believe that that's the best course of action for this team, is to start fresh. They have some young guys. They have some young pieces to build around.
Is Kellen Mond still a backup?
No, the backup, it was...
we'll all be dead before this team wins the Super Bowl.
No, they'll never win.
They will never win.
Neither will the Jets.
They had Mullins, and then they drafted... who's the BYU
backup?
kid? Hall? Jaron Hall.
Jaron Hall. They have no one to play.
Yeah,
No,
Jared
there's no
Hall.
one. So once they blow it up, then that's when you can really, start working with
If
Jefferson.
I'm the Vikings, you know how I feel about Caleb Williams. I trade every single player. Let that, tall drink of water over there. Just let him ruin it for you guys.
I don't know why you dislike him.
0-17.
Wait, what's his name again?
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell.
Ex-Jets quarterback.
How tall is he?
6'5". He's huge.
I never really noticed that.
Do you understand like the just how absurd it is that Andrew's talking about? Our coach has won more games last year than the Jets have won in 3 seasons.
Imagine
And he's like, that tall drink of water.
Imagine
can't coach.
Caleb Williams in a dome.
No.
Imagine.
Oh, no, I would
lose every game.
Look, in an ideal world, I would totally sign
Listen,
up.
are you
for
winning the Super
blowing it
Bowl
up.
this year?
No, we're not.
So then what?
Get
Lose.
all this Caleb Williams hype.
Well, we can't lose with Kirk Cousins. We can't.
Yeah, so trade him away.
Oh no! I'd be fine if they
Go
wanted
give
to
him
blow
to the
it up.
Commanders and, start this BYU kid. We see what happens when you go to BYU.
Kirk Cousins 1 o'clock games. It's an automatic win.
No, Ziggy, what do you think about this whole situation with the Vikings? As a fan, are you like, if we trade Hunter and we trade Dalvin Cook, I don't have much optimism. I don't think that they're the be-all, end-all for this team, but I just don't think that they're really capable of winning a Super Bowl right now.
No, it's a long past due, right?
Yeah.
We've been putting Band-Aids on this team ever since they agreed to the Kirk Cousins plan of just keep signing the high-price deals over short periods of time. It's just hamstrung the team. Like, it worked. We won some playoff games. That was nice. But that era is over, and you got to start new.
I agree.
So I don't think it makes sense to continue thinking that this team's going to be a contender and celebrating like one playoff win.
But this year,
I'm not there
But this
anymore.
year, if you have Kirk on the team, you're gonna probably be you're probably gonna get at least 8 wins and finish middle of the pack, and that's the worst place to be.
Yeah, I don't like it. So it's time to blow it up.
Wow, can you imagine if right now, like
3 weeks ago,
post-draft-
you guys were telling us the Vikings were the best bet to win the division. Now you're starting to realize how bad this team is.
Currently,
I think
right now,
if they keep everyone, they will
before
be.
blowing
Yeah,
it up,
I think
still
they
think
should
they are.
blow it up, but the division's not good.
it's a weird predicament because this is where Kwesi and O'Connell and all of them get caught up in, is with the current team. I do think they're good enough. Like last year, again, this team won 13 games. I don't care if it was 11-0 and 1 score games. Like, they still won 13 games. And the problem is, you see that and you're like, okay, let's just get over the hump. But there's so much to do on defense. Kirk is only getting older.
I mean, you know who you have to trade. You know.
No,
you don't
we
want
know.
to say
I
it,
know.
but you know.
No, they have to trade Cousins.
No.
They have to trade Cousins. Oh, no.
They can't trade
absurd.
Cousins.
Or Dalvin Cook.
No.
He's going to get dropped. No, one wants to trade him.
He's saying you have to trade Jefferson and blow it up. And that's
You
no.
trade Justin Jefferson, you get a plethora of first-round picks. You get to Tyreek Hill times 2, and now you're set. And then finally, you might be able to win in like 5 or 10 years.
I'm not trading Justin Jefferson.
You can't trade him.
Why?
Because let's
He's
say
arguably he's a top 5 non-quarterback player in terms of value.
Good. Exactly.
But you get 2 or 3 first-round picks. Those are no guarantees.
I think you get 3 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders, and a bunch of good players.
Even if you get that much, it's unlikely that you're going to get a player as good as Jefferson, who's he's 23? He's going to be good for another decade.
He's 23 and he has the greatest.
You think he's staying in Minnesota when his contract's up? Oh, no, he'll be grittying right down to Florida.
No way.
He can't leave.
He'll stay.
What do you mean he can't leave? He's being held hostage?
Yes, they will franchise tag him 2 times before they let him go. He's in Minnesota for 4 years, no matter what.
You know what this team will be?
So he's going to sign a big extension.
It'll be like the Lions with Calvin Johnson. He'll have like 2K receiving yards a year, and they'll just be like,
why should have traded Calvin Johnson?
Again, 13 wins last year. I'm just saying, if you keep this team together right now, they're probably good enough to win the North.
13 wins, and what came about that?
Dude, they're better than the Dolphins.
They're not better than the Dolphins.
They're not better than the Dolphins.
Not even close.
Yeah, 13 wins, couldn't even make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't made the Super Bowl in 40 years.
And Super Bowl's hard.
Of course,
they lost a home playoff game. That's all I
they lost to the
Giants. That is terrible.
They lost to the Giants, but that was the defense's fault, not Kirk's.
I mean, it was.
But if the defense isn't going to be good enough
Kirk's
to win,
fault.
no, it was not Kirk's. All right.
Justin Jefferson, you love him so much. Maybe lob it up to him on a 4th down.
Yeah, I would have liked that. So anyway, it's a weird situation in Minnesota where if they start trading people away, then they'll probably end up in that 8 to 9 win range, and we'll see if they extend Kirk again and keep this going. But at some point, you just got to say, like, look, we had our window, which they had a couple playoff runs or playoff opportunities, but at some point you just got to move on.
Yeah, I think it did stink for Minnesota. Like in that window for a numerous number of years, we saw them have to go on the road in the playoffs a lot because you can never win the division because Aaron Rodgers was there.
Yeah, it sucks that when Rodgers leaves.
When Rodgers leaves is the time that you're going to blow it up.
Now we got to blow it up as well. But I don't think they'll do that, honestly. I don't. They might trade Hunter, but they'll still be good enough to contend.
Gone.
Dalvin Cook is
gone.
gone.
Running back doesn't matter.
They'll be good enough regardless of what happens with Hunter and Cook to win the division still. But I just don't see a Super Bowl. Like, they can't beat Philly.
Not with those boys in Motor City.
They can't beat Philly. I don't think they could beat San Francisco. Or Dallas whooped them too.